Hello everyone, welcome back to the new episode of our tutorial series on Task Manager with PHP and MySQL. In the previous episode, we have successfully added the functionality to update and delete list in our database, and in this episode we will learn to add new task on database, and we will also display the task added on database in our application using PHP programming language. So without further ado, let's move to our tutorial. Now let's work on our managing tasks, that is insert, update and delete for our tasks. Since we have completed working on list, let's close the file for our update list, and we can also close for our manage list. Now we'll be working on index.php and we'll create other files required to manage our tasks. So let's go to our browser, let's check our home page. This is our index.php file, and in our home page we have a table to display tasks, and we have button and we have menu. So this will be displayed from the database later. For now, this is a dummy menu or dummy list. For now, let's work on add task. So to add a task, we will have to add a new file and create a form where we can input the data for our task. So let's create a new file. So go to the project folder, which is task manager, and create a new file, and its name will be add dash or minus tasks.php. Be careful, add minus or hyphen task.php, and click on OK, and we will open that file, and here we will create a form like we did for our add list, and we will input the data for our task and add it in our database. So first of all, we'll need to link this add task in our index.php as well. So here in add task link, here we will add the link to our add task page. So we will give our site URL constant for our full URL, site URL, and then here we will give add dash task.php. That's it. Let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S, and let's go to our browser. Let's refresh the browser, and then let's click on add task menu, and it takes us to our add task.php page, and there are no errors. That means we are on our add task page. But if we are getting any error like object not found or something like that error, then please fix the error in your link. Okay, so that's it. Now let's go to our add task.php page, and here at the top we will include our constants.php file, because we will be working with databases in this page as well. So I will open php, and then we need to include config slash constants.php. That's it. Config is our folder and constants.php is our file. constants constants.php. Do not misspell. And then we will design the web page. So we'll start with HTML, and then head, and inside head we will have title, and title is task manager with PHP and MySQL, and after head we will have body, so body body, and here we will have a logo in our h1 tag, which is task manager, and after that we will have a link to go back to our home page. So let's add anchor tag, and it will be home, and then here we will give the link to our home page, which is our constant site URL, what php, open php, close php, and then echo our site URL. That's it. This will take us to our home page. Let's save it and let's go to our browser and let's refresh it. And so here we have our logo, which is task manager, and this is our link to home page. I'll click on it and it takes back us to home page. So I'll go to add task again, and then after the link we will display the page name here. So after the link, let's display the page name in S3 tag, and this is add task page. Let's save it. Let's go to our browser and refresh it, and here we have our page name. After that, we will add or create a form to insert data for our task. So let's create a form. Here we'll create a form. I'll create a form tag, and its method will be post. We will be passing the data using post method, and we will have action properties, and we will be processing the data in the same page, so we don't need to give any value here. And after that, we will create a table so that we can beautifully design our form. So I'll create table, and inside the table we will have a row. Inside that we will have table data, and the first one is our task name, and another column will have our input field. So input, and its type will be text, and its name will be task underscore name, and we will have placeholder, and its placeholder type your task name, and this is required. So required is equals to required. So this is HTML validation. Let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S, and let's go to our browser and let's refresh our browser. So here we have our task name and input field here. Similarly, we need to create other fields as well. So let's go to our database and let's check what field do we need to add. We need to go to structure, and let's see what we need to add. Task name, another one is task description, and then we will also need to add list. For this we'll use a drop down menu, and another one is priority, and another one is deadline. So let's go with task description. After the task name, let's create another row, tr, and it will have td column. It is task description, description description, and then another column will have our text area, and its name will be task underscore description, and its placeholder will be type task description. Let's save it. Let's refresh the browser and let's see. So we have task name and task description. Now we need to add another one, that will be a drop down for our list. So let's create another row, tr, and we will have a column. It will be list, or let's say select list, and for the value we will have another column, and let's bring it down. And for this we will have a drop down menu. So we can create a drop down menu with our select HTML tag. So select, and its name will be list underscore id, because we will be saving list id. We will display the list name, but we will save list id, and inside that select we will have options. So let's say option, and its value will be shown here, and here we will display the list name. It will be like, for example, this is a dummy data for now. Later we will add, or we will display the data from database. For now, let's just add dummy data. So option, and this is doing, and let's say value will be, value will be 2. Let's save it and let's go to our browser. Let's refresh the browsers and let's see. So we will have drop down like this. For now, these data are static or dummy data. Later we will add or display the data from our database, so don't worry for now. And then we need to add another row for priority, so tr, and let's add a column td, and this is priority, and another column we'll need, and this will also be a drop down menu, and there will be 3 options. They are fixed, that are high, medium and low. Since the priority are fixed, we will make options like this, and we won't be displaying the priority from database. So let's create a select tag, select, and name is equals to priority, and then we need to give options. So let's say option, and option first one will be high, and its value will also be, value is equals to high. And similarly we need to add another 2, which is medium and low. Let's add for option, group op option medium, and let's say value is equals to medium, and the last one will be low. So option low, and its value will be low. That's it. Let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S. Let's go to our browser and let's refresh the browser, and here we have priority, and if we click on this icon, then we have 3 different priority level, which is high, medium and low, and the last one will be deadline. So let's create another row tr, and after inside that row we will have columns td. First column will be the name, which is deadline, and here we will be adding the date for the task to be completed. So here we will add input tag, input tag, and its type will be date. So this is the beauty of HTML5. We have multiple, or we have different data types like input type, text, email, date, telephone or tel, number, etc., and it will validate automatically. If we create an input field with type date, then it will show an option to see the calendar and select the date. So input type will be date, and name will be deadline. That's it. And let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S. Let's go to our browser and let's refresh it. So this is the beauty of HTML5, and we have a calendar. So when I click on this calendar, then we can see a calendar, and we can select the date, and it will fill the date automatically. So this is it. Now the last thing we need is submit or save button. So let's create that button. So for that I will create another row tr, and then td. This is a button, so it will be input, and its type will be submit, and its name will also be submit, and its value will be, let's say, save. Let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S, and let's go to our browser. Let's refresh the browser, and here we have our save button. So we have task name, task description, select list, priority, and deadline. So we have created a form for our task manager at add task section. Now we need to display the list from our database here instead of manually displaying the list. So I will delete one list, and here we will write our PHP code to get the data to get the list from our database. So let's start our PHP and in the PHP, and between this we will write the code. So as always, the first thing we need to do is connect database. Connection is equals to MySQL underscore connect, and then we need to pass our constants localhost db underscore username, and then db underscore password, and then or die MySQL underscore error parenthesis open and close, and end with semicolon. Similarly, we need to select database. Let's give the comment here. Connect database database. Select database will be $db underscore select is equals to MySQL underscore select underscore db, and here we'll pass database connection, which is dollar connection, and here we'll pass db underscore name, and or die, and then here we'll pass MySQL underscore error, and we'll have parenthesis open and close, and end with semicolon. Similarly, we also need to create a SQL query to select the list from our database. So let's create SQL query to get the list from table. So $SQL is equals to, add a double quote, and here select all asterisk from tbl underscore list. This is the name of our table, which is tbl underscore list, and then we need to execute query. So let's get another variable $res is equals to MySQL underscore query, and here we'll pass $connection, and then we'll pass $SQL query. That's it. And then we will need to check whether the SQL query executed successfully or not. Check whether the SQL query executed or not. So if $res is equals to true, then only we will get all the list from database and display in our drop down menu. Then we need to add let's create a variable to count rows. Create variable to count rows. So $count rows is equals to MySQL underscore num underscore rows, and here we will pass $res, and let's see the count rows echo. I'll save it, go to browser, and let's refresh it. And sorry, we cannot see it because we are inside our select statement, so that's why we cannot see our count rows, but I hope this will be working fine. So if there is data in database, then display all in drop down, else display none as option. Okay, so let's check it using if $count rows is greater than 0, then we will display all lists on drop down from database else display none as option. Okay, so that's it. Let's create our while loop to display all the data from database, and here we'll create $row variable which will have all the value from database as an array. So MySQL underscore fetch underscore MySQL underscore fetch underscore assoc, and here we'll pass $res, and then here we will get our list underscore id, and it will be $row list underscore id, and another thing is $list underscore name, and it will be $row list underscore name. That's it. And here we will add this option and loop it and display all the value. For that we need to end the PHP here and start the PHP here. So I ended the PHP here and started the PHP here, and here I'll write that HTML code. So I'll just cut it, Ctrl X, and I'll bring it here, and here we will display our list name. So PHP, it will be echo $list name, but in value we will display list id. So PHP echo $list id. And for our else section, we will simply break the PHP here and start the PHP here, and between this Ctrl Z, and between this we will do same as this, but we will give the default value. So default value will be its displaying value will be none, and its value will be 0. So if there are no list in database, then this will be displayed, else all the list from the database will be displayed here. So let's save it, let's go to our browser and let's refresh it, and let's I will click on this drop down menu, and we have 3 lists here. I'll go to home page and I will add another list and see if it will display on add tags or not. So let's go to manage list and let's create another list, add list. Let's say shopping, and I'll add tasks for shopping, and I'll click on save, and list added successfully. Let's go to home, and here I'll go to add tasks, and if I click on this drop down, I have shopping here. So all the list added from add list page will be displayed successfully here. Now we have designed the form for our add tasks page. Now let's process the data from this form and let's save it in our database. So let's go to our code. I hope you do not have any problem till now. If you have any error, then please pause this video, check all the codes. If you need, please go back to the video and watch the video again, and please try to fix the error. And if you can't fix the error, then please comment below. I will try to help you as soon as possible. Okay, now let's work on processing the data from our add tags form and saving the data in database. Okay, so after the end of HTML, I will start my PHP here, PHP open, PHP close, and between this we will write our PHP code. And the first thing is to check whether the save button is clicked or not. So if, and the value are passed using post method, post and submit. So the name of the button is submit, value is shape but name is submit, then let's check it with echo button clicked. Let's save it and let's go to our browser. Let's refresh the browser and undefined index submit. So we do not have submit on line 118 submit. So here we have name, name is submit. I think we have some error if $_post. Let's check the form name. Form method is equals to post. If $_ is not, we forgot it's set here, ISSET is set. So let's add it here. Let's add the parenthesis at the end. So be careful guys, we have one parenthesis open, one parenthesis and two parentheses open, so there must be two parentheses. And some students make error here as well, they forgot to add the parenthesis at the end and they might have problem. So now let's save it. I have added isSet function and let's go to the browser, let's refresh it and let's click on save button, and here we have our required checked on, so it do not allow the blank value. So I'll click on save button now, button is clicked. Let's refresh again. So our checking mechanism is working. Now we need to get all the values from our form. So get all the values from form, and here the first thing is $task_name is equals to $_post task_name, and then we have task description $task_description is equals to $_post task_description, and then we need another thing is a list ID. So $list_id is equals to $_post list_id. And be careful guys, all of these name are based on the name from our form. Here we have task name, task description, and here in our select, this is our select, and we have list_id as a name. So we are using all of these names. Okay, you cannot make changes here. This and all the names here must be same. So we have list ID, then we need priority $priority priority is equals to $_post, and it will be priority priority. And similarly we also need deadline is equals to $_post deadline. And if you want to make sure that the values are obtained from form successfully, then you can add echo for each one and check it manually, but I won't check for now. If you want to be sure or if you want to confirm it, then please do that. I would recommend for you to do that. After that we need to connect our database. So connect database. So here we will create another connection. It will be connection 2, and it will be, we are creating connection 2 because we have already created connection 1 or connection here. So connection 2 is equal to MySQL CLI_connect, and here we need to pass localhost. By the way, you can use the connection made earlier as well, but just you will practice it and you will remember this code. I am writing it for that purpose only. Otherwise you can use the connection and selection from earlier as well. So db_user name, then db_user password or die MySQL underscore error and end by semicolon. Similarly, select database, and here dollar db underscore select 2 is equals to MySQL underscore select underscore db, and here we'll pass connection first and then db underscore name or die MySQL underscore error and end with semicolon. And then we need to create a query, SQL query to insert data into database. So $SQL true, this is also SQL2. Here I forgot it is a connection 2, so SQL2 is equals to, here we need to write SQL query, so I'll write insert insert into tbl underscore tasks, and we need to set, and then I will go down to the new column or new row, and here we will say task underscore name, this is column name, is equals to and value, so the value will be $task task underscore name. And similarly for task underscore description is equals to task underscore task description, and then we need to put this inside a single quote, so task description, and then comma. After that we need to add list id is equals to $list underscore id. Here you need to remember that for string variable, this task name and task description have string value, so we need to put it inside single quotes, but list id is an integer, so we do not need to put it inside the quotes. Okay, and then we need to add priority, priority is equals to priority is also an string value, and then comma, and last one is deadline, so deadline is equals to, let's say, $deadline, that's it, and we do not need to add comma at the end of the last column. And this is our SQL query. Let's save it and let's check our SQL query as well. So I'll add echo before our SQL and save it. Let's go to our browser, let's refresh the browser, and I'll add something, task name. Let's say task name will be design web page, and task description something, and let's make the select list and priority as default, and let's check the date. I'll click on OK and click on save. So here we have insert into tbl underscore tasks, set task name is equal to design web page, task description is equals to I type random value, and list id is 1, priority is equals to high, and deadline is 2020-06-02. So that's it. I'll refresh it. Now we need to execute the query. Let's remove the echo, and then we need to execute our query, execute query. So I will create $res2 is equal to MySQL underscore query, and here we need to pass the database connection 2, and we need to pass $SQL2. Do not make any mistake, guys. You might mistakenly add connection only here, $con only or $SQL only, but we need to add SQL2 connection 2. Everything has 2 in this section here. I think we have a error here. MySQL query, I have two parentheses. We don't need two parentheses, the single one is okay, and that's it. And check whether the query executed successfully or not. And here we will check if $res2 is equals to true, then query executed and task inserted successfully, else fail to add task. Okay, now let's set the session message and redirect it. So $_session add, and let's add the message as task added successfully, and then we will redirect it. It will end with semicolon, and then redirect to home page. So header, and then location colon, here we will concatenate site URL, and then we do not need to add index.php because site URL will automatically open our index.php page. So that's it, and let's add the session message for error as well. $_session, let's call it add_fail is equals to fail to add task, and we will redirect it to add task page. So redirect to add task page. So let's redirect it, header, and then location dot URL, site URL, and here we need to add to add dash task dot php. So if it fails, we will redirect it to the same page, which is add task.php, but if it added successfully, then we will redirect it to home page. Now we need to display the message, so let's display the message here. So after s3 tag before the form, we'll display the message here. So I'll create a p tag or paragraph tag, and inside it we will create PHP, and here we will check whether the session is set or not. So if is set $_session, then the session variable is add_fail, then echo $_session add_fail, and we also unset $_session add_fail. Is it a add fail? So I'll go to bottom and check. So yeah, this is the add fail. Here is add fail. Let's save it, and let's go to our index.php as well. And here before this table, after the menu, we will display the message here. So I'll create a paragraph tag here and start PHP, close PHP, and then here we will check session. If it is set $_session add, then we will display echo $_session add, and we'll also unset $_session add. So that's it. Let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S, and let's go to our browser. Let's refresh it and let's add a new task and check whether our functionality works or not. So web page design, please work on this, and select to do. Okay, and high priority, let's say medium, and let's check the calendar. So June 1, I'll set the deadline for June 6, and let's click on save button. So task added successfully, so our message is shown and our task is added. So let's refresh the browser and it disappears. Let's go to our database and let's check whether our task is added or not. So I'll click on browse button, and here we have our data 1. So task ID 1, task name is web page design, task description, list ID, priority, and deadline. We have successfully added the functionality to add the task. Now let's work on displaying the task from database into this table. Okay, so let's go to our code, and inside our index page here we will display the task from our database. So here I'll start PHP, and in the PHP and inside this we will write the code. So first thing we need to do is always connect database. So this will be $con is equals to MySQL I underscore connect, and we need to give our constant localhost, and then db underscore username, and the db underscore password or die, and MySQLi underscore error, and then end with semicolon, then select database. So here we will select the database dollar db underscore select, and is equals to MySQLi underscore select underscore db, and here we'll pass our database connection $con, and we'll pass our db name or die MySQLi underscore error, open and close parenthesis and semicolon, and then we need to create a SQL query to get data from database. So $SQL is equals to double quote, and inside the code we will write select statement, select all asterisk from tbl underscore task. So we are displaying all the tasks, and then we need to execute the query. So execute query, here we will create a variable called $res, shortcut for result, and then MySQLi underscore query, and here we need to pass connection, database connection, and then we will pass $query $SQL, and that's it. And check whether the query executed or not. So if $res is equals to true, then we will display the task from database. And here we also need to count the tasks on database first. So $count rows is equals to MySQLi underscore nom underscore rows, and here we'll pass $res, and let's add a comment, check whether there is task on database or not. So if dollar count rows, count underscore rows, count rows is greater than 0, that means we have data is in database. But if we do not have data in database, then else we do not have no data in database. If we have data in database, then only we will display all the data from database, or else we will display the message. So here, to display the message, I will end the PHP and then start the PHP again, and inside it I will create a row, table row tr, and inside it I will create a column and type the message no task added yet, and we need to add col span. So col span merges the column. So let's count how many columns we have. 1 2 3 4 and 5. We have 5 columns, so I will merge 5 column and display the message on a single column. And here we need to use the while loop and display all the data in database. So while $row is equals to MySQL underscore fetch underscore assoc, and here we'll pass $res. Then we will get the data from database individually and save it in variable. So $task underscore id is equals to $row and task underscore id. This is a variable, this is a database column name. And then we do not display task description, but we will display priority and deadline. So $priority is equals to $row and column name is priority, and then we will display $deadline. Deadline is equals to $row and deadline. That's it. And the last column is for our update and delete link. That's it for now. Now let's end the PHP here and start the PHP here, and between these we will write HTML table row to display the data. So I'll just cut this row, cut from here and paste it here, and let's indent it. So select all and press tab until it's on right position. And this is our task name, so let's display the task name. I will delete it and echo PHP echo $task name, and this is priority, so we'll display priority here. PHP priority and echo, and we need $. So echo priority, and here we need to display deadline. So delete it, PHP, and then echo $deadline, and that's it. Let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S, and let's go to our browser and let's check whether our functionality works or not. So I'll go to the URL and refresh it by pressing enter, and I think we have error here, task undefined variable task name. I think we do not have task name. I have not created a task name, I forgot it. So here I will create task underscore name is equals to $row task underscore name. So these are some silly mistakes you can make easily as well. But when you get any error, don't panic or don't be afraid. Just read the error message, as here it says undefined variable task underscore name, and variable is undefined. That means task name is not there, and which is on line 92. So if you go to line 92, this was the line 92, and it has we tried to display the task name, but we never created the variable, so that was the error. Now let's refresh the page again. I'll press enter here. So we have our task name, which is web page design, priority is medium, and we have deadline. So let's add another task as well. So I'll call it icon design. This is urgent, or anything you can add as a description. And let's select task. I'll select it as let's say doing, and priority is high. Let's set the deadline as 3rd of June, and let's save it by clicking on save button. And here we have icon design high, priority is high, and we have deadline of 3rd June. We need to fix on serial number as well. As we did earlier, we will create a variable serial number. So create serial number variable, and it will be $sn is equals to 1, and we will loop it in here. I will just PHP, and we will echo it, and is echo $sn, sorry, sn plus plus. It will increase, it will always increase the sn value with 1. So let's save it by pressing Ctrl and S. Let's go to the browser, let's refresh it. Now we have 2 tasks. So we have successfully added the functionality to add the task and display the task in our table. Now we will work on update and delete functionality. Okay, thanks so much for watching the tutorial till the end. I hope the tutorial was helpful to you. And do you know, it takes hours to record a single tutorial, and it takes more time or more hour to edit, process, render and publish the tutorial. So to make a tutorial series with couple of episodes, it takes around 1 week or 1 month time based on the length of the tutorial series. So if you want me to invest more time and make more free tutorials for you, then please subscribe to my channel. Click on that subscribe button, click on that bell icon, and also share this channel with as much people as possible, so that your friends will also know that they can learn software development and web application development in this channel for free, and it will also help this channel to grow. So thanks so much for your love and support. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on new tutorial. Till then, take care, stay safe, see you soon, bye bye.